According to the Oceans Currents blog, it is estimated that 8 million metric tons of plastic flow into the ocean every year, negatively impacting marine life through entanglement and ingestion. This topic of ocean pollution is relevant to me because I love going to the beach and I hate going and seeing a bunch of trash all over and people not doing anything about it. I can't say I'd like to be a marine biologist to study these animals and the water life, but I would like to grow old and be able to go to the beach without having the issue of seeing animals with plastic all over their bodies. So, first thing I'll show to you today is this handout that I passed out earlier in the speech, or before the speech, and it is titled Ocean Pollution Facts and How It Affects Everyone. So if you would just please follow along with me. So an estimated 80% of marine litter makes its way there gradually from land-based sources, including those far inland via storms, drains, sewers, and other routes. So a bunch of just like trash just makes its way to the ocean. And there are 6 categories of water pollution: groundwater, surface water, ocean water, point source, non-point source, transboundary, and those are the categories. There are 4 common types of water pollution, which are agriculture, sewage and wastewater, oil pollution, and radioactive substances. So those are just some of the basic facts of how water pollution gets to the ocean and how it affects. And how it affects everyone would be 1.8 million people died in 2015, according to a study published in The Lancet. Flint, Michigan is also a great example because Flint, Michigan has the lead water crisis, and still to this day they have no fresh water and they must buy or receive water from donors. So this topic is just really relevant to me. And the next thing I will show you is this presentation on ocean pollution. So how did ocean pollution start? Ocean pollution has always been there and around the 1800s, the U.S. became more populated and industrialized. With industrialization came more pollution. This time, the ocean became the victim. Chemicals and wastes, including sulfuric acid, soda ash, limes, dyes, wood pulp, and animal byproducts from industrial mills contaminated the waters in the Atlantic Ocean. And here's a picture of some contaminated waters. How did water pollution escalate? So, according to ourworldindata.org, in 1950, the world produced only 2 million tons of plastic per year. Since then, annual production has increased 200-fold, reaching 381 million tons in 2015. For context, this is roughly equivalent to the mass of 2/3 of the world population. So, around the 1960s, the use of plastic started to rise and became a more popular method for packaging. It became popular because it's very cheap and easy access. It has easy access. And now our oceans and other bodies of water are covered with waste, and plastic leftovers are at the top of the chain. So every day, approximately 8 million pieces of plastic pollution find their way into our oceans. So in this picture, it's hard to read, but you can see how long it takes for each item to break down. So a package of cans where like your soda cans are tied to takes approximately 400 years to fully break down. So not only is this affecting the water, it's also affecting our animals, and our marine animals are paying the price for our mistakes. So according to the SCA article, Microplastics, a micro problem, the food chain is becoming so permeated with plastics that some pollution has likely already made its way to your dinner plate. So in this slide, it says over 1 million seabirds and 100 sea mammals are killed by ocean pollution every year. Plastic kills fish, birds, marine animals, and sea turtles, destroys habitats, and even affects animals' mating rituals, which can lead to devastating extinctions and less female or males in the population. So in this picture, you see that a starfish is actually covered in oil and cannot breathe, and it's practically dead. And in this picture, you see a sea otter with a bag around its neck, which is cutting off its oxygen levels. And so there are some steps that are being taken to help clear the water. There are many nonprofit organizations that are being set up to help reverse the damage that we have done to our oceans. The Ocean Conservancy is a great example because it is very popular, and it's one of the many organizations that is devoted to helping create a better future for the marine life. The Ocean Conservancy has separate programs that are dedicated to separate parts of the world, and they organize groups that get together and help clean the oceans of plastic and other waste. So, according to the OceanCrusaders.org, every year 6.4 million tons of garbage and waste are dumped into the ocean, and some takes years to break down. So this is where this organization would come in and help clear out some of that from the water, and they would pick it up and put it in little bags, and they would actually take it somewhere else to be fully decomposed. And that is the last slide on this one. So Donna Beach is a perfect example of a testimony which he is actually a successful business investor who quit his job in New York to help find the South Carolina's Coastal Conservation League, which is also an organization that is devoted to helping people realize what climate change is and how it affects our Earth, and they also help clean up the oceans. Lastly, I would like to show you some of our examples that are actually being dumped into the ocean as we speak. So here you have a Walmart bag, which this is usually the most common type of plastic that is being thrown into our ocean and littered. A bag of chips, which can really harm the animals because sometimes they kind of rip, so animals could mistake this for little pieces of food, and they can choke and die. And this one this part of a Gatorade can could get stuck on a sea turtle's neck and could cut off their oxygen, and they could die. So this is just some of the basic facts of ocean pollution that there is, and I really hope that in the future we can all come together and help clear our oceans.